Obsessed with Linear? We are too. So I analyzed their 192 changelog entries to figure out why this boring product is everybody's favorite company. Here's 3 ways that Linear uses customer updates to create scream-from-the-rooftop fans. First off, their changelog is public to everybody, not just their customers, and it's shared right at the top of their marketing site. This has 2 effects. First, it means that everybody can see all the hard work that Linear is putting into the product. So somebody who might want to sign up for Linear can see in advance how much effort's going into the product. But second, when your internal team knows that what they're sharing is going to be public, you naturally make it a more polished, well put together update. This has the carry-on effect that you're communicating more clearly to both your existing customers and potential future customers. Second, Linear is both consistent and frequent with their updates. Since April 11th of 2019, they've published 193 updates, nearly publishing 3 updates every single month. As you can see from this second chart, they were previously publishing updates a little bit more frequently, but they're still incredibly consistent. There's no particular difference across the time of year. Every single month gets the same amount of love. And what I think is most impressive is that the majority of their updates are published between 4 and 14 days apart. In fact, I only counted 2 30-day gaps in their changelog. This level of consistency shows a huge dedication to keeping their customers in the loop. The third thing that Linear does is that they provide the backstory as to why they're building the feature. For example, let's use this customer requests feature as an example. In the update, they state, customer feedback is often scattered across support tickets, Slack messages, and calls, outside of the product team's workflow, and sometimes entirely out of reach. With that one statement, they make it clear both the mindset of their internal team and also the feedback that they've gotten from their customers. You know very clearly what problem they're trying to solve and why they're trying to solve it. This customer update could have easily have been, new feature, go check it out. But instead, they take the extra time to bring you into the loop of their mindset so you truly understand why they're solving the problems that they're solving. If I was forced to provide some constructive feedback to the customer update goats, I would have 2 things to point out. The first is at this point here that Carey makes in one of his recent updates, where he says 95% of reported bugs are solved within 5 days. This is incredible. The only problem with the Linear update strategy being 2 big updates a month is that all of this blocking and tackling that their team is doing to make sure that their quality is paramount is not getting shared with customers. I think Linear's product updates could be even more impressive if there's a place you could go to see this heartbeat of all of these product improvements that are being made, not just the 2 tentpoles every single month. The second and final piece of feedback that I would give to Linear is a very common issue that I see with changelogs, and that's not following the improvement all the way through to the customer's benefit. Most companies don't even tell their customers what they're doing, which is obviously a huge issue. And of the companies that do provide updates, they'll describe the what of what they're doing and not necessarily the why. Linear does a great job of describing the why, but they don't take it all the way through to be blunt, tell their customers why they're going to make more money because of these features that they're developing. With the customer update I have on the screen here about Slack channel notifications, this update does a great job of explaining what the feature is and some of the problems that it will solve, but it doesn't connect it directly to a line of revenue. For example, one of the things that this feature is supposed to do is to prevent slowdowns in the product development process. The end customer can infer that if it takes longer to deploy a new feature or fix a bug, then that's going to cost them money eventually. But I don't think there's any harm in talking about that directly. We make the assumption that our customers are reading everything that we write super closely, but the reality is most people are skimming. So even 1 or 2 lines that really make the point emphatically about how this feature is making you more money goes a long way to helping them understand why you're providing them value. If you've made it this far into the video, well, you must love customer updates. If you're interested in more customer update information, I'd recommend checking out The Art of the Update. It's a 92-page book that I've published on our blog, completely free of charge. No emails, no information, just yours to read and write great updates. If that sounds like too much work, then, well, why don't you let us write the updates for you? Go to changebot.ai, sign up, and we'll do all the hard work for you.